G'day guys, how you going? I'm Iski. Welcome to my YouTube video. And today it's all about PC building. We're going to be making computers out of junk, stuff people throw away. And we may even do a bit of cooking on this video. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, today's mission is to build myself a decent home computer that can double up as a HTPC, which is basically a HTPC stands for a home theatre personal computer. And you can see here I've got a home theatre that I'm building on YouTube at the moment. If you're interested, check that out. But today it's all about building a computer for my home use and watch movies on. And I'm hoping that this computer could be good enough to do video editing on. I do have a dedicated YouTube video editing computer that I also found, and it's amazing, but I'm hoping this computer that we build today is going to be so much better, but we'll see. First of all, I just want to give a bit of a look at what we have here. This here is my computer that I've been using for the last couple of years. Everything in this computer I found at the dump, apart from a couple of the hard drives. But everything, the main board, the graphics cards, the case, which I absolutely love this case. It's amazing. I found at the dump, and to be honest, we're not going to be using this case in this build. I want to have a bit of a change. I'm not going to throw it out though, I'm keeping it. I love it, it's a really good case. So basically what we're going to be using out of this computer is the hard drive. So I'm just going to be pulling hard drives out of this computer. I've kind of backed everything up, and what we're going to do is use this case. Check this case out. I found this a few weeks ago. It's been sitting around for a few weeks, and it's actually quite an expensive case. It's a really good case. I love this case because it's got hot swappable drives, so I can actually pull out the complete SATA drives and swap them over if I want, or do whatever I want. It's just so convenient. I love it. It's got all these different color modes, and you can change the colors by the LED switch that's up there. But anyway, let's see if we can open her up. So just going to open. There we go. Check this out. So someone threw this computer out just like this, and it works. I've plugged it into a monitor. I can't get Windows to come up, and to be honest, I could format everything, which I will do in this video, and put an operating system on there and get it going. But it's old tech. It looks really impressive. Let me just get this light. It looks really impressive. I love this cooler. In fact, we might use this cooler in today's build. But I love that cooler. If it fits on the main board, motherboard that I want to use, we may even use that. But everything's old tech. I mean, that graphics card looks kick-ass, right? I'm pretty sure it's like 2 gig. I think it's a 2 gig one. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look when we pull it apart. But yeah, it's got 16 gig of RAM. It's DDR3. I mean, this computer here is DDR3 as well, RAM. And I'm pretty sure the CPU is like it's an i7, but it's a 2600K i7. I think it's 2600 or 2700. Pretty sure it's 2600. So it's fairly old. I mean, this computer is still awesome. You could still use this if you wanted to do, Photoshop editing. You could probably use it for video editing as well. But no, I want to just get rid of all of that stuff because I want something a little more modern. So that brings me to my latest find. Check this out. I scored this about 3 days ago, and I picked this up at an e-waste facility that I go to. I go to all of these different ones, and this is super cool. And why is it super cool? I mean, it looks boring as compared to those other ones that we saw. I'll tell you why I'm kind of liking this so much. It's because this is the first computer that I've ever found that has DDR4 RAM in it. So, man, when I first saw that, I was jumping for joy. I don't know why it's taken me so long to find a computer that actually has DDR4 RAM. And it has a Z170 series motherboard. So I've been looking up those specs. I mean, that's pretty good, but it's basically the RAM and the CPU. Now, the thing is, I don't know what the CPU is. I haven't actually tried to turn this on. It that's what we'll do today, right now in fact. Now the deal with this computer is, you're gonna laugh, is this computer was in the rain. I found this and it was pretty wet. It had the cover on the front, but when I actually opened it up and had a look at the main board, I could see water around the RAM. I mean, like dribbles of water. You could see it was wet. So what did I do? I pulled all the RAM out. In fact, I actually shot a little bit of footage. Let's go and check that out now. Alrighty, so our computer's been in the sun for a while now. There we go. Listen, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be alright, I reckon. So as long as all those RAM channels have dried out, we'll be sweet. But yeah, I'll leave this here for a little while longer. But I've also pulled the RAM out separately. The RAM's just sitting pretty there. Actually, this is really hot. I might actually give this another few minutes and bring this in, because I don't know if RAM is supposed to get hot. That's actually really hot. So listen, I'm just going to put that in the shade. Check this stuff out. I just threw this out just now. This here is glow-in-the-dark powder, and I'm about to make some videos where I've actually scored a few really nice, well, they're not nice, they're pieces of shit actually, garden benches, the wrought iron garden benches, and I'm going to do them up. I'm going to replace the timber, but I'm going to make myself what they call a Lichtenberg wood burning machine, and that actually, you can actually put these really cool burnt in veins into the timber. And what I plan on doing is actually mixing this with some epoxy resin and kind of putting that into the veins of the timber. I reckon it'll look really cool. In fact, let's go inside where it's nice and dark, and I'll show you how glowy this is now that it's been in the sun for about 2 minutes. You ready? That's nuts, right? How good is that? I got it on eBay. It cost me about, I don't know, $10 or something like that. It's going to be awesome. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, please subscribe and come along for that particular ride. But anyway, let's get back into this computer. Let's pull it down, attach it to one of my trusty Asus ultra sharp monitors, probably this one here. See if it turns on. Alright, so you see that I've actually dried it out. But you may have noticed I didn't take this, the cooler off the CPU. That's what I should have done. I should have actually pulled the cooler off. But the thing is, I don't have any thermal paste, and I really want to get this done. So I'm just going to, kind of just cross my fingers and hope things are okay. I don't think any water would have got in there. But the thing is, I actually had this computer in the sun for 2 days, and I turned it over so that the back of the motherboard was facing the hot sun, and if there was any kind of residual type of water, it would have dried out for sure. But listen, I know it's a little dodgy, but I'm going to do that. Just remember, this came from the dump. So, but that's not the point really. So listen, I'm going to try and turn it on. In fact, let's try and turn this on now. Let me just find you somewhere to sit. Let's put you there. I actually have some power. Now I've checked all the cables, I've checked all the power from the power supply, and everything's plugged in fine. So let's kind of hit this power button at the top here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hang on a second, did I turn on the power supply? Nope. Now it's turned on. Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. Please keep going. It's turned off. It was going and now it's turned off. What the hell? Dude, come on. Let's try it again. Nothing. Oh man. That's not looking good. Alright, now what the hell is that's our first issue. What are we going to do? What the hell's going wrong with this computer? Alright, I'm pulling that power out. Alright, so let's troubleshoot this thing. I guess the easiest thing to try first is to replace that power supply. Let's quickly I'm just going to race upstairs and grab a power supply. I'll be back in 2 shakes. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. And we have a beautiful power supply. This is a nice Corsair modular power supply. I have a box, massive box full of power supplies that I get at found at e-waste and so forth. So let's just try the obvious thing, I guess, and let's try. Just put a bit of light up there. I just want to unplug the existing power supply. Let's take those 2 main plugs out and plug this new one in. Okay, the second one's in. All right, so what do you think? Is this going to work? Okay, let's try this. So we've got our power supply. I have to plug that in. And if this works, cross your fingers that this works. I don't think it will. I'm never that lucky. But if it works, then we will actually plug it into a monitor and see what we got. All right, let's try this. Where we got our power. Yeah, look, that's working. Could it have been that they threw this computer out because it's got a dodgy power supply? It's looking so. Let's have a look at the front. Oh, no fan spin. Maybe we should plug in some fans, do you think? Let's grab this. No, that's SATA. Let's plug in this and see if we can get some fans happening. Is that the right one? Plug this in, see what happens when I plug this in. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Okay, so this case is going to the... I'm just throwing this case out because I don't have the rest of it. But that's looking pretty good, guys. That is looking promising. In fact, I have myself a beautiful Dell U2711 Ultra Sharp monitor here. One of the best monitors I've seen. I found that at the dump. $1,400, believe it or not. $1,400. Let me go and grab us a HDMI cable. Okay. So I've got a HDMI cable plugged into the back of that monitor. Now, is it going to reach? I guess I can pull this computer. Oh, it'll reach. Okay, let's plug that in. And let's turn this on. I'm going to find somewhere to plug this into. Alright, so it's plugged in. Are we going to get anything on here, or do we have to restart the computer? I'm thinking we might have to restart this computer. So let's do that. How do you restart it? Yep, I think that's restarting. So I'm hoping that we're going to see some specs or something. Oh, has that gone into, I think that's gone into power save mode. Let's see if this turns on again. I mean, wow, that was easy. We just fixed it with a new power supply. And why aren't we? Oh, here we go. So we've got a bit of action happening here. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. Oh, cool. Oh, did I just see an i7? What the? Okay, went straight into BIOS. Look at that. i7 6700K. Are you serious? I've never had a CPU that strong before. I've never found a CPU that strong before. That's looking good. Look at that. DDR4 2133 megahertz. Wow. Gee, I like the way it goes straight into the BIOS and you don't have to hit F2 or delete or whatever. But, oh, there you go. Guys, I'm going to let this run for a little while and just make sure that it's not going to turn off, but it's looking really good. So what I'm thinking is, in this video, I'm going to do a time lapse, by the way. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to basically pull out the guts of this machine, minus that dodgy power supply, and we're going to pull the guts out of this machine. I'll probably hold on to them, put them somewhere, and we're going to transfer everything out of that computer into this computer, and we are going to grab all my hard drives out from this computer and stick it in this computer. And I'm not sure about this WindForce graphics card. I'll check it out. I can't remember what it was, but it might be worth sticking in. I do have some other good graphics cards that we can stick in here as well. But basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go and put some meat on the Weber. Let's do this. I found this Weber a couple of weeks ago. It was all bashed up. I gave it to my mate who fixes Webers, and he did a really good job fixing it up. And I had a really nice black one, and I like this one so much because I like patina. I like stuff that's, you know, showing its age and that's been bashed up a little bit. And I liked it so much. He said, "Do you want this one?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." I said, "I'll give you the one, my black one." And so what we're going to do now, I'm going to actually put on some meat that he gave me the other day. But first of all, we're going to light this. Alright, I'm happy with that. Got to get this thing stoking hot apparently. We want to hit 250 degrees. We're going to do a pork belly. It's not my favourite. Honestly, I got given this cut of meat by my friend. And yeah, it's free. I normally cut the fat off my meat, and it's just mostly fat. But we'll see how we go. We'll try and cook that. That's going to be cooking away. But let's get back into this build. Let's get back up to the workshop. Alrighty, this is still going. It's looking good. So I reckon, I mean, this is a lot more powerful than my existing YouTube editing machine, the one that I'm, you know, used to edit all my YouTube videos. So I'm going to be using, hopefully, this one once it's inside this case. So that's what I'm going to do today. Fingers crossed it goes okay. I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse and see what we can paste together, see how it looks at the end. Let's get into it. Hey, listen, just before I pull this thing apart, I failed to look at the RAM before. Check that out. We have G-Skill 16 gig, and we have Corsair 8 gig and 8 gig. That's 48 gig of RAM. How cool is that? That's awesome. We're going to have a really sweet ride when this is done. I can't wait. Okay, so let's actually get into it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Probably do it on this table. It's pretty tall, this table. It's hard for me to shoot, but I'll work something out. I like shooting down there on the carpet, but for now, I think I'll just kind of work something out here. Woohoo! It worked, I think. Oh yes. Oh yes. How good is that? Oh my god, that looks awesome. That looks amazing. Well, there you go. It's the next day and we're all done. And it looks fantastic, although it does look exactly the same as it did in the beginning of the video. It's just got a whole, it's got new hardware. The guts are all new. But yeah, there you go. What do you think? Everything came from the dump. And check this out. I didn't show you this while I was building it, but I stuck the graphics card in there. And it looks great, works well. I had them made over last night. I had issues trying to get some of these hard drives to get recognized through BIOS, so he came round and helped me out. We sorted it out, and I asked him. He's a massive gamer, and he said that card is still excellent, and he said that card is still heaps miles better than the actual onboard graphics of the motherboard. So that was cool. He said stick it in, you'd be crazy if you didn't, so I did. But there you go. Oh, the other thing is, let me just grab this light. What do you think of all my USBs? USB 3s, I've got like 7 of them there. So I had this on my other case, that black and orange case. Got really used to them. I really got used to them. I was using almost all of those at one stage. So I stuck them in this case as well. But other than that, it's a beauty. Let's just close this up here. There you go. See how you close the door and the light turns on? And the let me turn this light off, and the fan turns on. But we got all our different fan modes. We got green and red. It's just great. You can kind of customize all your colors. What's the next one? Yeah, I'm not really into the flashy stuff, but yeah, it's cool. I really like it. I love the case at least. So, well, there you go. Everything you just see here was made from stuff people threw away, and hopefully it'll serve my purpose for a while. If not, I'll just make another one. But yeah, love it. It's awesome. Anyway, guys, I want to say thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.